Ethics, business ethics. We know, because hopefully you've been taught this, that the goal of every company should be to maximize shareholder wealth. But there are ethical issues in that regard. Could you outsource business functions in a time when the U.S. economy is struggling for jobs? Should you send more work over to India because it's cheaper? Should you create an offshore corporate entity to avoid taxes? A lot of major companies have done that. Transfer income to tax-advantaged locations. We talked about GE doing that. Cost plus billing. Yes, sir. I was just going to tell you. Cost plus billing. A lot of government work is cost plus. As you can see, or you will see, costs are fuzzy. We have these things, and we'll talk about it in a moment. We have these things called fixed costs. How do you allocate fixed costs to individual products? If you had a way to allocate more costs to your government work, which was paying you on a cost-plus basis, you'll make more money. So cost-plus billing in conjunction with cost allocation is an ethical issue. Good question. And we'll see it in more detail. Similar to outsourcing, should you take actions that may conflict with the greater good? Shut down your businesses, merge. In the airline industry, merge just to try to find a profitable model. Doing business with politically questionable countries. It's pretty complex out there. At one time or another, everyone's politically complex. Or politically questionable. There's some that appear to be undoubtedly politically questionable from a U.S. perspective, but others that, you know. Well, you know, a good example would be Venezuela, a great supplier of oil, a country that right now politically is not allied very well with the U.S., but things change. A big issue, supporting charities and political action committees, putting a surcharge on your tab for Obamacare. You know, how should you, as an organization, take a political stand? We all have our views. I certainly have my views on that. We'll come back to this. Okay. That is it for Chapter 13, which really talks about strategy and the balanced scorecard. During our next break, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of work to do, because I'd hate for you to have a real break. Okay? We all set? Okay. We're going to talk briefly about some very basic cost concepts. Things I'm hoping you all have seen before. But I can't assume it. But if you all have, tell me and we'll move fast through this. So these are chapters 1 and 2 in your text. 1 and 2. Very little on chapter 1, the manager and management accounting. We kind of talked about that as part of chapter 13. And then we're going to